Cruelty is a weapon, and like all weapons, it can backfire. They wielded it against you with reckless confidence, savoring the moment, convinced that it would leave you broken, crushed, nothing but dust and defeat. They smiled when they saw the pain in your eyes, mistaking it for weakness, for submission. But they miscalculated. That pain was not an ending, it was an ignition. Cruelty poured gasoline over a fire that was barely flickering, and when that flame caught, it burned brighter and more fiercely than anything they had ever anticipated. Pain has a strange way of transforming those who know how to harness it. Instead of shattering under the weight of cruelty, you absorbed it, molded it, let it carve you into something unrecognizable. Every cut, every insult, every betrayal sharpened your resolve, honed your mind, toughened your spirit. The cruelty they thought would weaken you became your armor, every scar a testament to your evolution. It was their biggest mistake, thinking you could be tamed, thinking you would crumble. But you adapted. You survived. And now, you're something far more dangerous. The world watched, believing their cruelty would end you. It was a spectacle, a show designed to humiliate, to degrade, to ensure you stayed down. But something in that humiliation sparked a defiance, an unbreakable core that refused to give in. They drew blood, yes, but they also exposed something primal, something indestructible. What they didn't understand is that cruelty is a double-edged blade, one that cuts both ways. And while they reveled in their temporary victory, they failed to notice the monster they had awakened. Your silence afterward was unsettling. They expected rage, expected a loud and messy retaliation. But you bided your time, letting the pain settle, letting it work its way through your veins like liquid steel. You rebuilt quietly in the shadows, plotting, planning. Their cruelty left you with nothing to lose and everything to gain, a dangerous combination. When you finally emerged, it was with a calm that terrified them, a quiet assurance that spoke volumes. You were no longer reacting. You were calculating, strategic, and unforgiving. Regret has a way of creeping up slowly, clawing at the back of the mind. Those who thrive on cruelty rarely expect the tables to turn. They thought they had won, believed their actions were justified, that power was in their hands. But power is fickle, and karma has a long memory. The very people who took pleasure in your suffering now find themselves looking over their shoulders, haunted by the realization that the consequences are coming. Cruelty may win battles, but it never wins wars. The tide always turns. People always forget that strength lies in endurance, in the ability to suffer and still stand. What cruelty fails to consider is that pain breeds strength, that desperation gives birth to brilliance. By trying to break you, they only reinforced your will, made you harder, colder, less forgiving. They stripped you of your innocence, but they gifted you with clarity, with a new understanding of just how dark the world can be. And once you see the world without its filters, you become something the cruel can never defeat. The day came when the tables turned, and their cruel laughter was replaced with uneasy silence. The roles reversed, and now they were the ones feeling vulnerable, exposed. They learned, far too late, that cruelty breeds consequences, that karma does not forget the debts it is owed. What was once their amusement became their terror, as the monster they created began to circle. You held all the power now, every move calculated, every action deliberate. The game had changed, and they realized with dread that this was a game you were born to win. Their fear became palpable. The ones who laughed, who sneered, who mocked. They had no idea what it meant to truly be afraid. But now, in the presence of what they had created, they understood. You became their living nightmare, the embodiment of every mistake they had ever made. Every look you gave, every word you spoke, dripped with the knowledge that you were no longer the prey, but the predator. And predators show no mercy. Their empire, built on cruelty, began to crumble. The power they once held slipped through their fingers, and they could do nothing but watch. What was once their weapon had become their undoing, every act of cruelty turning back on them like a curse. It was poetic, in a way, to see them unravel, to see the fear they once instilled reflected in their own eyes. They had underestimated you, forgotten that the human spirit, when pushed to its limits, either breaks or becomes unbreakable. And you had become unbreakable. All cruelty springs from weakness. Cruelty masquerades as strength, but at its core, it's born from insecurity, from the gnawing fear of being powerless. People who lash out, who revel in the suffering of others, aren't strong. They are afraid, desperate to hide their own inadequacies. They think that by causing pain, they can rise above it themselves, that breaking others will somehow make them whole. But cruelty is a coward's weapon, wielded by those too terrified to face their own demons. It's a pathetic attempt to mask weakness, to feel significant in a world where they are otherwise invisible. Their laughter, their taunts, their violent words, they are all defenses, flimsy shields designed to hide the emptiness inside. Strong people don't need to hurt others to feel powerful. They find strength in lifting others up, in kindness, in compassion. But the weak, the small, the fearful, they cloak themselves in cruelty, mistaking the ability to inflict pain for authority. They are broken souls, projecting their fractures onto the world, trying to escape their own reflection. It's a game of smoke and mirrors, a desperate illusion they maintain, even as the cracks grow deeper. Cruelty is loud, but strength is quiet. Those who are truly strong don't feel the need to announce their power or hurt others to prove it. They hold their ground with grace, with resilience that no amount of cruelty can shatter. The weak don't understand this. They think strength is in numbers, in dominance, in destruction. They never realize that true strength is unyielding, patient, and unstoppable. It's the kind of strength that doesn't break when pushed, that doesn't waver when tested. And that's why their cruelty always backfires. It's built on a foundation of fear and fragility. Behind every cruel person is a frightened child, someone who learned long ago that hurting others made the world a little less frightening. They never grew out of it, never learned another way to cope. So they lash out, hoping to feel big, hoping to make the pain go away. But deep down, that fear remains, gnawing at their insides, keeping them awake at night. They've built a kingdom of cruelty to keep the world at bay. But even they know it's built on sand, ready to collapse at any moment. The illusion of strength is a poor substitute for the real thing. Watching them, you see it now. The weakness behind the facade, the trembling hands that hide behind clenched fists. It would almost be sad if it weren't so pathetic. The way they cling to their illusions, the way they keep up their performance, even as the curtains start to fall. Cruelty only works when the victim doesn't see through it, when the target believes in the power of the one wielding it. But the moment you understand the weakness behind the act, the power shifts. Suddenly you see them for what they are: desperate, broken souls hiding behind cruelty. The strongest people are the ones who have been through hell, but never let it turn them cruel. They have tasted pain, lived through darkness, but emerged with their humanity intact. They could have used their suffering as an excuse to become monsters, to take revenge on the world, but they chose a different path. That's a choice the weak will never understand. Cruelty is easy, a path of least resistance. Kindness in the face of pain, compassion after betrayal, those are the marks of true strength. The cruel can only dream of such power, even as they try to break those who possess it. You learned that lesson in the hardest way possible. You took the blows, the mockery, the betrayals, and let them shape you, not into something cruel, but into something indestructible. Their cruelty was a lesson, a brutal teacher that revealed the depths of your own strength. You grew wiser, more resilient, more capable. While they fed their weakness with the pain of others, you fed your strength with every moment of suffering you endured. And now, you are unbreakable, a fortress that stands tall, impervious to the storms they thought would bring you down. What they never realized is that their cruelty forged you. It tempered your spirit, honed your focus, and turned you into something greater than they could ever hope to become. Their weakness, their pathetic attempts to bring you to your knees, only elevated you. They built you without knowing it, constructed the very thing that would come to haunt them. While they grew weaker, drowning in their own illusions, you rose above, a phoenix from the ashes of their spite. Their cruelty was a gift they never meant to give, a blessing wrapped in razor wire. The world doesn't forget acts of cruelty, and neither does karma. What goes around finds its way back, always. Those who hurt others out of weakness eventually face the consequences of their actions. And now, as they stand in the shadow of what they've created, the fear they once inflicted on others has come for them. You cannot harden your heart to the future just because of your past. You cannot use cruelty against yourself to justify cruelty to others. Pain leaves its mark, carving scars that run deep, twisting memories into wounds that never quite heal. It whispers that the safest way forward is to lock your heart away, to become cold, unfeeling, untouched by the vulnerabilities that once made you bleed. It tempts you with the illusion of safety, a fortress made of bitterness and fear. But that fortress becomes a prison, a place where you keep the world out, but also trap yourself in. The future holds no promise in a heart turned to stone. Growth cannot happen in a soul hardened against hope. Some people take the pain they've endured and let it rot them from the inside out. They become the very thing they once despised, wielding cruelty as a shield and a sword, striking first to avoid being struck. They justify their darkness, telling themselves that the world is a harsh place and only the cruel survive. But cruelty does not bring strength, only emptiness. It's a cheap imitation of power, one that erodes the soul, even as it gives the illusion of control. Being cruel to others never heals the wounds inflicted upon you. It only deepens them. The hardest lesson to learn is that the past cannot be undone, no matter how much cruelty you inflict in its name. Vengeance is a hollow pursuit, one that leaves you chained to the very things you're trying to escape. To let the past dictate your future is to hand over the keys to your freedom. To let pain and betrayal drive your life forward. The future deserves better than the broken pieces of your past. It deserves a chance to be different, to be more than a continuation of the same cycle of hurt and retribution. Healing demands courage, the kind of strength that cruelty will never give you. It asks you to face the pain head on, to understand that the past shaped you, but does not define you. The moment you choose to let go of cruelty, you reclaim the power to shape your own destiny. But many are too afraid to do this. They cling to their hardness, mistaking it for resilience, never realizing that true strength lies in remaining soft, in staying open to the possibility of a future untainted by the past. You cannot become whole by breaking others. Using cruelty as a way to mask your wounds only leaves you more fractured, more lost. There is no redemption in causing pain, no salvation in spreading suffering. The only way to break the cycle is to face the darkness within you, to look at the pain and choose not to let it control you. But some people never learn this. They become trapped, consumed by the very hurt they refuse to acknowledge. They wield cruelty like a torch, never realizing it's their own soul they are burning. The future is not a repetition of the past, unless you make it so. Every day is a chance to become something more, something stronger and kinder than what hurt you. To harden your heart is to deny yourself the possibility of becoming better, of living a life not defined by fear and anger. Yet the weak believe that their cruelty is justified, that hurting others somehow balances the scales. But the scales only tip further into darkness, the weight of unhealed wounds growing heavier, dragging them down into a pit of their own making. It's easy to become addicted to the power cruelty seems to offer. The rush of control, the sense of superiority. These are intoxicating, but they come at a cost. That power is an illusion, a temporary fix for a soul that is still bleeding. The real work, the real strength, comes from choosing to heal rather than hurt, from refusing to let the past dictate your actions. But that choice is terrifying for those who have only known how to survive by hurting others. They become trapped, prisoners of their own cruelty. Those who learn to leave the past behind, who refuse to use it as an excuse to hurt others, find a different kind of power. It's not flashy, not something that draws attention, but it's unbreakable. It's the power of a heart that can feel deeply without being destroyed, the power of a spirit that remains uncorrupted by the darkness it has faced. It's a quiet strength, one that outlasts the brittle facade of cruelty. But for those who never learn, who keep their hearts locked away and wield cruelty as their only weapon, life becomes a lonely battlefield. You cannot use your pain to justify becoming a monster. The world is full of people who do just that, who let themselves become what once hurt them, thinking it will make the pain go away. But monsters are never free. They are bound by the chains of their own making, haunted by the demons they've unleashed on others. They never escape the past because they carry it with them, a curse that grows stronger with every cruel act. Their hearts become graveyards, full of dead dreams and unhealed wounds, a wasteland they never learned to leave behind. Life is often relentless, filled with trials that test the very fabric of who we are. But amid all the chaos, there is one unshakable principle. You are worthy of respect, not just from others, but from yourself. Too often, people are quick to give what they do not give themselves, extending kindness and care outward while neglecting the soul within. They fight for others' well-being, yet let their own dignity crumble under the weight of unspoken pain. But no one else can give you the respect you deny yourself. It starts in the quiet places of your own heart, in the way you choose to carry yourself through this brutal, beautiful world. To be respected means recognizing your own value, your own vital role in the world's unfolding narrative. You are not an afterthought, not a side character in someone else's story. Your presence here matters. You are important to others in ways you may never fully understand. Your existence ripples out, touching lives in ways you might not ever see. With that importance comes a responsibility, a moral obligation to take care of yourself, to preserve the essence that makes you who you are. To neglect that responsibility is to rob the world of something irreplaceable. Think of the way you treat those you love. You would move mountains for them, shield them from harm, and speak words of comfort when the world feels too heavy. You show patience and understanding, ready to lift them up when they fall. Why then is it so easy to treat yourself with less compassion? To give others the love you refuse to give to yourself? If you are to honor your own existence, then you must start acting like you deserve the same respect you so freely offer. You must become your own guardian, your own sanctuary. Taking care of yourself isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. It's an act of defiance in a world that often tries to break you. It means holding yourself with dignity, even when no one is watching, especially when no one is watching. It means making choices that safeguard your well-being, even if it means walking away from those who drain your spirit. It means honoring your body, your mind, your heart, not just for your sake, but for the sake of everyone who loves and needs you. You are a force, a life worth cherishing, and you have the right to act like it. They don't realize that every time they tried to break you, they only made you more determined to honor your own being. Their cruelty became the fire that forged your rise.